Good morning. I am Day of DHB Devotion Health and Beauty Recovery Network. My name is pronounced Day. DAA are my initials. In my years of actively pursuing intentional wellness and recovery, I have found useful golden tools that assist me in staying focused. These tools that I use are affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations that I have found in 5 books that I will share with you. I invite you to walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self-reflection. And remember that you are not alone. March 5th. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. March 5th. A lifelong task. But just how in these circumstances does a fellow take it easy? That's what I want to know. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 26. I was never known for my patience. How many times have I asked, why should I wait when I can have it all right now? Indeed, when I was first presented the 12 steps, I was like the proverbial kid in a candy store. I couldn't wait to get to step 12. It was surely just a few months' work, or so I thought. I realize now that living the steps of AA is a lifelong undertaking. Fair use, courage to change one day at a time in Al-Anon. March 5th. When I first started working the steps, the thought of having my character defects removed made me very nervous. I thought I would end up like a chunk of Swiss cheese full of holes. But I wanted to get better, and I was continually assured that the steps were the key to my recovery, so I went forward in spite of my fears. I had to take the risk and act on faith before I could receive the gifts my higher power held out to me. Nowhere in steps 4 through 7 do we ask God to add anything, but rather to take away the things we do not need. I found that every single defect that was removed had been hiding an asset. I didn't lose myself at all. Instead, as I let go of the things I didn't need, I made room for my strengths, skills, and feelings to become more fully a part of my life. I take comfort in this because it reminds me that everything I need is already present, but I couldn't be sure until I worked the steps and found some relief for my shortcomings. Today's reminder: God knows exactly what I need and has already given it to me. My job is to keep it simple and ask for God's help in relieving me of the extra stuff, the shortcomings that keep me tied down. There is a quote which reads, "Before sunlight can shine through a window, the blinds must be raised." American proverb. Fair use. Just for today, daily meditations for recovering addicts. March 5th. From rude awakening to spiritual awakening. When a need arises for us to admit our powerlessness, we may first look for ways to exert power against it. After exhausting these ways, we begin sharing with others and find hope. Basic Text, page 82. We've sometimes heard it said in our meetings that rude awakenings lead to spiritual awakenings. What kind of rude awakenings do we have in recovery? Such an awakening might occur when some undesirable bit of our behavior that we thought safely hidden away is suddenly revealed for all the world to see. Or our sponsor might provoke such an awakening by informing us that, just like everyone else, we have to work the steps if we expect to stay clean and recover. Most of us hate to have our covers pulled. We don't like being laid naked in full view. The experience delivers a strong dose of humility. Our first reaction to such a disclosure is usually shock and anger, yet we recognize the truth when we hear it. What we are having is a rude awakening. Such awakenings often disclose barriers that block us from making spiritual progress in our recovery. Once those barriers are exposed, we can work the steps to begin removing them from our lives. We can begin experiencing the healing and serenity which are the preludes to a renewed awakening of the spirit. Just for today, I will recognize the rude awakenings I have as opportunities to grow towards spiritual awakening. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous, March 5th. Reflection for today. For many years of my life, I thought I was lacking in talent. Because I had focused on others' abilities, I could not see my own. Of course, this created a feeling of jealousy. I realize now I no longer have to be jealous of someone else's ability. God's talent to one person does not limit another's abilities. We each are given more than enough to make our lives full and rewarding. If we are willing to take the risk and follow where we are being led, we will discover abilities we did not know we possessed. Meditation for today. May I have the courage to follow my dream with action. Today I will remember courage is a choice. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. March 5. Start a meeting. Starting a new meeting requires determination and work, but the reward of watching others find the ACA way of life is worth it. BRB, Big Red Book, page 560. As children growing up in turmoil, confusion, and despair, many of us had no anchor, no sense of belonging. We survived from day to day, sometimes hour to hour. We hoped we could outwit or sweet talk or hide from our perpetrators. All alone, we relied on our ingenuity, our wits, and our child selves to survive. When we found out about ACA and read some of the literature, we were surprised. Someone knew what had happened to us. We looked for a meeting. We were very disappointed when we couldn't find one in our town. Again, life just didn't seem to want to work for us. But we then found telephone and internet meetings on the website, and we worked our program hard. We found great recovery, but the itch to have a face-to-face meeting just wouldn't go away. After enough time went by, we gathered the courage to start a meeting in our town. We contacted WSO, and they guided us every step of the way. It took a lot of work, but it was the greatest gift we ever gave ourselves. We finally had an anchor. We finally found our home. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I remember how life was before I found ACA, so that I can see how much better it is now. If I am able to help start a new meeting, I embrace it as a way to both enhance my own recovery and make ACA available to others." You have just listened to DHB Recovery Network Daily Affirmations, Reflections, Devotions, and Meditations, read by me, Day. Please subscribe, like, share, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time. And remember that you are not alone.